Welcome back to No Bad Seats, and this week we're going to do something a little different. We're going to kick it off with a little different sort of format. We're going to just try and talk about the movies.
We're gonna split.
We're going to split into
four,
two. Yeah, 2 and 2 is 4. Yes, okay, like that Barney. 2 plus 2 is 4.
We're off to a great start.
We are off to a great start. This is quality content. So we're going to talk about The Invite today, and then we're going to give you another episode at the start of the week talking about the movie news for the sort of past week. Now, we're watching The Invite a couple of weeks late. It's been out a couple of weeks. It was school holidays when it came out. We did intend on watching it, but didn't get around to it because, our podcast studio is also doubles as a cinema. It moonlights as a cinema. And
it does have a use.
It does have a use externally of filming a podcast. So we had sessions of Toy Story and Minions and things going in and didn't get a chance to get to it. So finally we got around to watching The Invite, which, had you heard much about it?
Not much. I was listening to, I think it was the Dax Shepard podcast with Olivia Wilde, the director and star of the film.
Yeah.
But even on that, she doesn't talk too much about the film. It's kind of just hey, how you going? What's going on in your world?
And then goes,
So I haven't heard too much. I think I watched like one of the trailers and was like, oh yeah, I'm keen for this. That was about it. And I'm happy.
I was a bit the same, but I had heard very good things. Progressively as it's been, the weeks have gone by, people have been going, The Invite is fantastic. So I was really excited to watch this. Lived up to the hype.
Oh, definitely. I mean, this is in my top 10 currently for the year.
Yeah, I would 100% agree. Yeah. It is just phenomenal. The concept in the trailer, so we can probably go into a little bit of spoilery stuff. Obviously Seth Rogen and Olivia Wilde are married. They are Olivia Wilde has invited their neighbours,
upstairs neighbours,
Penelope Cruz and Edward Norton, who... you sort of get from the trailer, maybe they're swingers, maybe they've got something going on, and they want to invite Seth Rogen and Olivia Wilde to it. I think one point of the trailer that really stood out to me, and it does play in the movie quite well, is when when Seth Rogen's going, oh, me too. He's confused by the fact that they're going, he's like, I completely understand you want to sleep with my wife, but you guys also want to include me. Oh. So just to confirm, you and me also. That, I thought it was really, really funny. And the trailer does sort of play that. So I was waiting for that moment, but.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like the trailer I first saw must have been one of the first trailers because I got the vibe that this is where that was going, but I hadn't no confirmation. So it was, I came probably a little bit more blind than what you had already seen. But it's not something that needs, if it's spoiled, it's not an issue because it's
not like the drama where you're like, what is it? I want to know.
Yeah. But essentially this is, and I think it is adapted originally from a play and then there's another movie, I think a foreign movie and then another movie and then this one. But it feels like a play in the sense of it's 4 people in an apartment. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't think we got anything. Oh, we got 1 or 2 scenes at the very start that are not in the apartment.
It was just Seth Rogen making it back in the intro while the music played, showing that Olivia Wilde was setting up. And I really loved the way that from immediately they're doing this couple thing and it does sort of set up, you should be loved your entire life and that's why you should never get married, and that sort of plays on this this sort of idea, and it is really, really funny to see how immediately they walk in the door, they're at each other. She's going, I already told you this, and he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? No, you didn't. And she's like, I mentioned it. And he goes, you mentioned that we should. But you never said that it was happening. She's like, yes, I did. You never listened to me. And then as it sort of goes on, you're sort of starting to unravel. Oh, no, we decided this morning. And, and he's like, oh.
Unravel is the best. I think that's a really good analogy or word to use for that because the music through those scenes of when he comes home and it's sort of happening is this kind of like jazz that just like picks up and picks up, and it gets more and more out of control. And at one point they're like yelling back and forth, and it's a 2-shot of them yelling back and forth, and the music kind of rises above them and you don't really hear them anymore. I just thought that alone was brilliant. Really and then the rest of the film is also like that again. Like you get more, the music plays such a good role in this. Like,
and it's sort of part of the story, plays into it. You know, the discussion around music and music specifically and all of that sort of thing does play into the story. So
it works so well. Like that, I loved in the initial, I guess it's like the prologue, like it's before the title, is like this kind of fight that sort of breaks out of like him coming home, like you said, not ready for people like company, and she's like, no, we discussed it. And then at like one point she's like, let's just try this again.
And he's like, did you learn this from a podcast? It's like just these couple moments, these just like, I know what you're doing. You're listening to a podcast and you're getting these ideas from the podcast. Oh, I don't want to participate in this thing that you're doing. And she's like, do it for me. I need you to just, and you know, him just going, all right, whatever, you know.
And he's just like so against it, but he comes back in. And then she's like, oh, we've got company coming over. And he's like, oh, great. I can't wait to meet them. They seem like such cool people. And it's just this like heavy sarcasm. And I think all of us laughed and we were just like, oh, yeah, there's like, it's relatable in that sense of like, if you have a partner, you've definitely acted like this, like not screaming, fighting, but just those like little like piss takes at each other to be like, yeah, righto, I know what you're going on with. Like,
I think there was this great thing about it where, you know, Olivia Wilde and Seth Rogen's characters were both so different in that he was tightly wound in the sense that he was so tightly wound he didn't care at all about these people coming over. He didn't want anything to do with them. He didn't want to acknowledge them. He barely acknowledges them when they walk in the door.
The little like thumbs up.
Yeah, he's like, hey, you know, he's giving them nothing. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, you've got Olivia Wilde's character who is so tightly wound that every single little thing needs to be perfect, and she's like a ball of anxiety because
and it's like something goes wrong. She tries to give them like 4 more things to be like, but it's okay. Here's this. Here's that, here's this, and you're just like,
it's just like overcompensating almost the entire way through, and that is so much fun because it's just like these two moments, like, or two complete opposite ends of the spectrum, but both equally like off, both equally wrong. And I love that, like, progressively as it goes on, again, the unraveling of it all is like, she's so tightly wound that any compliment that she receives from them, she's just like, oh my God, yes, you know, but like just so like playing it up, and it's like, you know, the whole thing with the rugs, like she's bought this new rug and she's like, no, I just got it at a flea market. Like I didn't pay anything for it. And he's like, it's an expensive one. And she's like, I didn't know. Like all of that sort of stuff. And it's just like, look at, but the thing that really sold it for me was like the looks, you know, it was.
The facial expressions of them, like between each other was like.
Yeah, it was like there was so much language being communicated with no dialogue, just like, see, they know what I'm talking about. They understand me. Why don't you? Like, it's brilliant. It was really, really well done. I also thought, you know, obviously we're talking about the fact that this whole thing was shot in a single room or a single apartment.
Yeah.
The framing was phenomenal.
There's some really interesting framing.
Some really, really cool
like,
stuff.
Lots of headroom, and like it's almost like they've put it on a ladder and shot it so that like you've got the beam, like the top beams of doorways and things like that in it. Whereas like I feel like any other regular movie you wouldn't see that. You just have that cut. And
well, the thing that I sort of really liked about that was, you know, you'd get these moments where, you know, they're standing in the doorway and they're talking, or standing in like a adjoining room between the kitchen and the lounge room, and you've got Seth and Olivia Wilde stood across from each other, each leaning against a beam, and they're cutting back and forth between them perfectly in the middle, and we're sort of getting these points of like, again, from the side where it's like you're getting sort of these 4 quadrants, but the 2 single points where Seth and Olivia are looking at each other are like right on the beam there, and it's sort of this interesting frame of like going back and forth.
There was a lot of single shots in there. Like there's a lot of single shots and then a lot of double shots of like the couples sat together and one's in focus and one's not. And it would like shift. But I noticed the single shots a lot. Anytime there was sort of confrontation, you'd see them split apart, which like perfectly works. Like this is like cinematic language. Like, that's exactly what it is. It's like, okay, you're at odds, so you're apart. But then when you kind of got these ideas and you're like, oh yeah, this sounds good, we could get into this, and they're together again and things like that. So like just those little nuances were brilliant. And I think it was so well directed, shot and edited. Like for a movie that is purely dialogue pretty much. And in one room with 4 people, it doesn't slow down. It feels like really quick. And
even some of the slower moments, or I don't know if slower moments is exactly the word I'm looking for, but just like the moments that linger. There is one particular shot I'm thinking of where it is Edward Norton's, whose character's name is Hawke, and Olivia Wilde standing in their bedroom talking about colours.
Oh, yes, yep.
And they're standing next to each other and you just sort of see it's literally just the two of them looking at each other. He's a bit taller. She's looking up at him like, because she's just been so like just taking in all of the compliments that she's been getting and all that. And there's just tension where there's no words, nothing said. They're just, oh, right. Yeah, you're just going to sit there, just wait for it. And the look she's giving, and he's like not breaking whatsoever. He's not doing anything different. It's just, yep, this is how it is. Hilarious. Hilarious.
I just think they did an amazing job on this. Like I said, top 10 for me so far.
Yep.
I think great movie. Really funny as well. Like
again, I think Seth Rogen has this thing going on in this movie where, you know, Penelope Cruz and Edward Norton are, their characters are a bit, they're supposed to be a bit like spiritual and a bit like
they seem
elevated,
a bit like out there.
A bit out there, a bit elevated, and that's sort of like the concept is you've got this like regular couple who are fighting and getting into it, and she's wanting them to get these cool friends, and they're a bit, you know, elevated or different or, you know, exactly out there. But she's viewing it and being like, look how cool these people are, and we are not like that.
Yeah.
And Seth Rogen is just hating every moment of it. So then, like, you're looking at it through the lens of like, here's this couple that you would perceive as sort of weird.
Yeah.
And Olivia Wilde wants to be that part of it. And Seth Rogen is the only one who, like, from an audience perspective, is probably being reasonable.
Yeah.
To a degree.
Yeah.
Like in that
he's definitely your like vessel into the story.
Yeah, exactly.
Of, like, we are the audience, we are with Seth Rogen.
Like, we're doing this, and you know, and he's going, it's pretty unreasonable for you to and people don't act like this. And he's just being straight truthful about it, which I thought it was really fun, the fact that they're sort of doing this where you are getting that vessel from Seth Rogen and it's sort of playing pretty straight.
Yeah, no. They also shot this on film, so this is all 35, I believe. I haven't watched it yet, but I saw a video recently of Olivia Wilde taking a tour through the Kodak factory or Kodak film thing, talking about the movie and whatnot. So that's cool. Shot by Adam Newport-Berer, who she met on the studio.
Oh. So,
cool. And that
in that like one scene where Seth Rogen was chasing Olivia Wilde through the studio as Olivia Wilde, though, wasn't she? Like
she was directing her latest film on film and had stolen one of the reels.
Yes.
And it weirdly like fourth wall breaks and ties into this almost in a way. Although I think in that movie it was some other type of movie because she had some big set piece or something like that.
She wanted to do. That's right.
But yeah, that was an interesting thing I found out recently. And like, the studio, I would say the styles in this, in the shots and that, are somewhat similar in that sense of it's very like, this is going to be funny because it ties into the movie. It's full of energy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of energy in the frames, in the editing, everything like that. There's lots of energetic.
Well,
sort
I
of
mean,
stuff.
even in the title card, sort of, or not the title card, but like the editing at the start while the music's playing, the credits are running, and all that sort of thing, you're getting like direct shots with the movie. It's like,
I loved
and I thought that was brilliant.
opening with the different frames.
Yep.
That was amazing.
Brilliant.
I was
Brilliantly
like,
done.
what
and
is
it was
going
so perfectly in time with the music, and you'd get these like rattling where it would be like, and you'd just get shot.
And it was just
really,
this
really,
simple
really
little
cool.
like there's an escalator, and like it said like casting by, and it was just like attached to him as he's going up the escalator.
There was one that was, you know, photo, casting by whoever.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool. So.
Yeah, and I love. I think the final one was the screen was black, and you saw the door open in the middle, and it was like as if we were watching almost like a 9:16 like Instagram reel sort of thing.
And then
it like just blends in, and I was like, oh, that was great. Like,
yeah, it was done very well. So honestly, there was a lot to love about this film. Really enjoyed it, and would recommend. I would agree with you. I think that this is up there with one of the better films of the year. And he's unfortunate.
Good year this year. Like,
great year.
It's doing well.
And yeah, it's one of these films. It's a shame. I think it's been pretty slow. It's come out against, The Odyssey's out. It's come out when there's some other big films. Toy Story 5's out. Like, obviously, they're not directly competing, but if parents are bringing...
Don't bring your kids to see this movie.
Yeah. If parents are bringing their kids to see Toy Story 5, they might not go out on a date night and watch a movie themselves. So it's a shame because we've seen really great reception from the people who have seen this, but not a lot of people coming through to see it. So I recommend it 100%. I do hope they, do something to really push it because it's heaps of fun, honestly.
Yeah.
Definitely worth a watch. That is The Invite. I haven't done my Letterboxd review yet. I assume you haven't.
Not yet.
It's probably sitting between a 4 and a 4.5 for me.
I think I'm somewhere there. I like toyed with the idea of 5, but I think 4.5 is probably where I'm going to land.
So the same as The Odyssey.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. Would you watch this on the big screen, IMAX?
Yeah. Sure, why not? I'll watch anything on that.
Yeah, no, fair enough. The biggest screen you can all the time. So if you can watch it on...
Put Bluey up there, I'll watch it.
Yeah, fair enough. Bluey the movie coming next year.
Yeah.
Anyway.
In IMAX.
In IMAX. All right. We will call it there. That is The Invite. And yeah, definitely check it out. Remember, when you're at the movies, there's no bad seats. And we'll see you next week for movie news.